Charlotte, and I'm a Vinyasa and Yin teacher. I mainly teach in Amsterdam, and now I'm also teaching a little bit online. So for this evening's flow, we're doing an easier soul flow, which means we're really looking into releasing tension from the body and also from the mind. So our body tends to store a lot of stress within it that's accumulated throughout our day or our week, and ultimately also our life. And by moving into some postures, we really start to release this stress. So that's our aim of the evening, of the next 30-35 minutes. It's really just to feel good. So it's accessible to all levels. All you need is a mat. You can also use your carpet or maybe a towel or a blanket, just something that you can throw onto the ground to give yourself a little bit of cushioning and a little bit of support. You can maybe light a candle, get comfy, maybe throw on a sweater. It's really going to be an easy, feel-good, yin-based flow, but we're not doing complete yin, so we are going to keep a little bit of fluidity and a little bit of motion throughout the practice. That being said, you can come meet me on your glutes and gently begin to close down the eyes. Starting to anchor through your breath. Deep breath in and exhale out. And as you start to find your breath and find your awareness towards your inhalation and your exhalation, I want you to start to deepen your gaze. So either gazing at a soft spot in front of you or closing down the eyes completely, and start to feel the eyelids becoming heavy. So you really want the breath to start to pull you down back into the ground, rooting through both sit bones. The crown of the head lifts up slightly, lengthen the back of the neck. Make sure that you give your neck some space. Keep the shoulders pressed down, shoulder blades draw together ever so slightly at the back. Breathing in and expanding all the way upwards. So you want to push the breath into the belly, lift up through the ribs, up through the chest, and then gently release it all the way back out. Breathing in and out. Deep breath in fills the belly, lifts up through the ribs, up into the chest, and release first from the chest, then from the ribs, and lastly from the belly. And as you find your rhythm of breath here, really start to slow it down. Start to see how much oxygen you can fill yourself up with. And then how slowly and with control you release it again. Breathing in and out. Deep breath in and gently out. And you want to keep your lips together as you breathe in and out. But maybe start to open the back of the throat. So you're coming into your Ujjayi breath, which means we create an ocean-like sound in the back of the vocal cords. So you can hear yourself exhale. Deep breath in. Make that ocean sound on your way out. Breathing in and back out. 2 more just like that. Start really tuning into that wave-like sound coming from within you. Softly beginning to join our hands together in front of the chest, thumbs touch, palms touch, fingertips point up. As you take a moment to set your intention for this practice. So whether that's to just dedicate some time out of your day for yourself and for your well-being. Or maybe there's a deeper intention you want to set. Softly bowing down the head in acknowledgement of that. Opening the eyes softly as we're going to come over onto our hands and our knees. So maybe you want to pop your hair up. Just make sure it stays out of the way, even though it's going to be a very slow practice. And we're going to start in all fours. And just begin by arching the back. And exhale, tuck. Inhale, arch, draw the shoulder blades together, press them out away, lift through the chest. And exhale, begin to round that tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, arch. And exhale, tuck. Let's do that once more each direction, arching the belly. And exhale, round it back up, chin to chest. Softly come back to all fours. You're just going to start to lengthen out the left leg, lengthening it to the back and coming onto the toes. And just start to press into that left heel as active, so you bring a lot of weight onto the ball of the foot. From here, gently starting to shift the weight forward, again, lift that left leg up. And then you're going to bring it over and out towards the side. Just going to scooch my little candle. You're going to plant the foot down as you start to tuck the right toes and begin to press yourself back. So you want to slowly start to stretch the inside of the left leg here. Arms reach forward. And also giving that right foot a nice toe stretch. Gently lifting yourself back up. And you're going to step the left foot top of the mat in between the hands. From here, you untap the right foot and just start to sink that psoas down. So we're starting really to work on releasing our hips first and our whole leg area. And we're going to work our way up towards our upper body. We spend a lot of our day seated, we really store a lot of tension here, a lot of resistance, a lot of tightness. So especially before we go to bed, we really want to begin to soften it up. Let's plant the right hand down inside next to the left foot. Left arm gently reaches up, giving a gentle twist. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more breath. And exhale, bring that hand back down. Now we're going to start to just bring the left foot all the way back next to the right and gently lower down into your child's pose. Now here you want to make sure that your knees don't move out to the side, but that they really stay in line with the hip. So if maybe your hips lift up a little bit, that means that your low back is storing a lot of tightness. You can slide a pillow in underneath to just give yourself a little bit of support, a little comfort, or you can really feel into that stretch. Maybe massaging the glutes a little bit downwards, applying a little bit of self-pressure here, so that you can ultimately soon land with the glutes upon the heels. Otherwise, your hands stay forward. Again, becoming aware of the breath, starting to notice how it pushes into our ribs and how it draws us down towards the mat on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in and exhale out. and exhale. One more deep breath in and release it back out. Slowly starting to curl yourself all the way back up to all fours. Inhale, we arch the belly. And exhale, you round the spine. So as we revisit this, really let it feel good in the body. Start to tap into the essence of the spine and how fluid your body can move in connection with the breath. Exhale, you round. And inhale, really lift the chest. Give yourself space to take a breath in. One last time, exhale. And come back to neutral. And this time your right foot extends back. Woo! Have to move that candle again to make sure we're not burning down the house. Start to press the right heel back, lengthening out that entire leg, drawing a little bit of tension into the core. And let's shift our weight back forward, starting to peel the right leg up. Holding it for a moment. And then we bring it all the way out, planting it out towards the side next to our hip. As we plant the foot, grounding to the outer edge of the heel. Tuck the left toes. Again, if this gets too intense on the left foot, you can always remove the tuck and plant them back down. Otherwise, you begin to sink back, keeping the head low, the arms out, reach towards the front of the mat. And starting to feel into where there's restriction within you. Maybe it's in your inner thighs, maybe it's in the foot, maybe it's in the upper back or the low back. Really checking in within yourself as you start to become aware of your body. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, begin to round yourself back up. This time, right foot travels through the midline, top of the mat, in between the hands. Sinking the left hip down as you untuck the left toes. You can just tent your fingers here, creating a little bit of pressure within the fingertips as you lower the left hip. Keeping the neck long. Really bring your rib cage towards your quad, so you're really leaning onto that front foot and front leg. Let's plant the left hand next to the right as you gently lift the right arm open and twist. Fingertips reaching up, your gaze shifts up towards the ceiling, rotating the upper body. Maybe gazing out of your window, seeing that beautiful sunset. I hope you guys can catch the colors, but it's really something. Bring the right hand back down. Let's frame the foot and bring the right knee back next to the left. Sink back down, child's pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Breathing in and back out. And really start to let your body become heavy. So you want to feel your glutes melt onto the heels. Becoming aware of how your ribs flare apart, how they land on the quads. Start to notice how the breath fills them up all the way towards the back. So instead of noticing the stomach, we really become aware here of how the back is impacted by our breath. How our entire body feeds from it. And just let your awareness travel up from your glutes, along the spine, towards the shoulder blades, towards the nape of the neck. And then let your breath travel across the back of the head, all the way down to the forehead, to that spot where the forehead meets the mat, the third eye in between the eyebrows. And then bring that energy back into the stomach. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Gently starting to roll forward, vertebra by vertebra. You're going to start to lower the hips, arching the back slightly as you push back into child's pose. Deep breath in, curl it up. And then exhale, you dip the hips, arch the back, send it back over towards the heel. And just keep this motion going. Let it feel good in the body. Deep breath in, you curl yourself up. And exhale, you send yourself back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Let's do one more of this beautiful, intuitive, wave-like motion. And then gently rolling yourself all the way back up to all fours, tucking the toes under, lift the knees up. And we come into our down dog. Deep breath in and exhale out. Breathing in and back out. One more deep breath here. And then gently begin to walk the feet top of the mat. Just letting yourself fold over top of the quads. Keep the knees soft, so you want to keep them bent. And you really just want to start to feel the blood rush to the crown of the head. So you're really starting to relax yourself here. And as we quite physically shift our perspective, you also want to try to see if you can mentally shift your perspective. Deep breath in and back out. Breathing in and back out. From here, we're going to just start to roll down onto our glutes, lowering all the way down. You're going to extend both legs in front of you. Feet point towards you, flexing them. You're just going to start with the left side. We usually always start with the right, so let's switch it up for our body as well a little bit. Hugging that knee in close towards the chest. And then to protect the knee joint, first now we open it all the way up towards the side. Keep that foot flexed towards you. We bring our arms up beside our head, deep breath in. And exhale, begin to just lean forward, hinging forward. Notice how the body becomes heavy here. Closing down the eyes. And just like we did in child's pose, I want you to breathe into your back. So really become aware of how the ribs flare out in the back as you take a breath in. And exhale, use that exhale to draw yourself deeper. So inhale, you really feel the upper body expand. And exhale, you soften. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One more just like that. And back out. Starting to roll yourself back up. You're going to bring the left knee back in. This time we're going to open our quad. So you start to bring the left ankle beside the left hip. You can move it out a little bit. Just start to bring it down so that your knee is bent here. you have a bit of pain in the knee or a bit of tightness, it sometimes helps to elevate it. You can just scooch a little cushion in underneath, or maybe a book or a yoga block, whatever you have. Otherwise, you gently place it back down. Now this is already a quad stretch. As you start to lean back onto your hands, your fingertips point forward. The right leg stays semi-active, flex that foot. And you're so welcome to stay here if you're really feeling it and you're like, ah, ouch, oh my God, I'm feeling the burn. But if you're like, this is okay, I'm not feeling it yet, you can come down onto your forearms and start to gaze up. And if you want to make it even deeper, you begin to draw the shoulder blades together and release your head back. So we also stretch out our neck here, keeping the chest open. So you're not dropping it in, but you really keep it nice and lifted. One more deep breath here. Exhale out. And if you had your head tilted back, you gently bring your head back up. And then come up onto your hands again. As you squiggle the left leg round and release it next to the right. And let's just take that to the other side. We hug the right knee in. From here, you use your right hand to guide the knee out. The right foot presses inside of the left thigh. Let's just reach up with the arms. Deep breath in. And exhale, begin to hinge forward. And if your hands land here, they land here. If you're here, you're here. No one can see you, and no one's going to judge you. I think in general, one lesson we can definitely take from actually doing yoga postures that might feel a little bit confronting, a little bit uncomfortable, is the fact that if you feel uncomfortable in it, and if you're like focused on what do I look like, what am I doing, oh my God, this is hurting, this is giving me that really deep stretch sensation, then even if you're in a yoga class, the people next to you are probably thinking the exact same thing about themselves. And no one is looking at what you're doing. Literally no one. The only time they actually look is when you're doing something that they're like, oh wow, that's really cool. Or if you're wearing a cute outfit. But other than that, no one cares. I think that's really the beauty of yoga, is that people just don't care in like the best way, because everyone's just there for themselves. It's really people's time carved out of the day where they get to spend time with only themselves. So I think a lot of us have this fear of judgment when we walk into a yoga class and we're like, oh, I'm not very flexible, or I'm not very strong. But everyone is battling that exact same fear. So everyone is just focused on themselves and not comparing themselves to you at all. So you shouldn't compare yourselves to others either. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Lifting yourself back up. Again, you bend the right knee in. Let's start to swivel it out. So you start to bring that right ankle next to the right hip. Your right knee points forward. So the sole of the foot looks up. You keep the left foot flexed. Keep the left leg quite active. You can start to lean back, coming onto your fingertips. They point forward. Maybe you come onto the whole hand, maybe on your fingertips, your choice. And if you're like, I'm comfortable here, just make your way down onto your forearms. And start to look up, opening the chest, shoulder blades draw together. Deep breath in, exhale out. Breathing in and back out. One more time. back up first, and then beginning to lift yourself all the way back up. You're gonna untangle those legs, extend them both towards the front, and let's just reach our arms up. Deep breath in, and exhale, begin to hinge and fold forward. And again, noticing how the breath travels to the back. Deep breath in, feeling the rib cage expand to the side. And exhale, start to feel your ribs draw closer towards your quads. Deep breath in. And exhale, your focus comes between the legs. Send your breath down. Deep breath in. Exhale out. One last breath in here. And exhale. Gently starting to curl yourself all the way up. And we're going to bring the knees in towards us. The soles of the feet are going to touch as your knees come out into this diamond-like shape. Maybe you can give them a little bit of a flutter. And if your knees are down, you can slowly and gently walk the hands forward. The whole time making sure that we're not tipping the weight forward, but that we stay grounded on our seat bones. So just folding forward. If that seems a bit too intense for you today, I totally get it. It's a lot for the hip. And maybe your knees are up here. I just want you to keep guiding them down. So just apply a little bit of pressure. Give yourself a little self-massage here as you bring your hands over top of the thighs. That's all you're going to do. And you can bow your head down to soften your gaze. And then maybe find stillness. And just see where that resistance lies. Where's that point of tension? Where's your body saying, no, no further? And listen to that point. We're just reaching that no. And we're respecting the no. One of the first lessons of yoga is really that we learn to have respect for the body. And this respect extends itself into an all-encompassing love of the body and of the self. Because as we begin to recognize ourselves, forgive ourselves, and embrace ourselves, we ultimately also have to begin to do the same towards our body. And so many of us store a lot of resentment, a lot of comparison, a lot of self-hatred against our bodies. So in yoga, we really work to remove that by connecting our soul back into our being. One more deep breath in. And if you're bent forward with the fingertips extended in front of you, you can softly walk them back up, lifting the upper body back up. And otherwise, you just gently start to close the knees up. You plant the feet out slightly, the hands come beside you. And we're just gonna windshield wipe side to side. Just releasing the hip, giving it a little bit of oxygen. A little moment to breathe. Beautiful. And come back to center with the feet. Your hands are going to come behind your shoulders. So your wrists stuck underneath the shoulders. The fingertips point forward. You bring your feet in just slightly before the knees. We're going to start to press the mat away, hovering the hips. Start to send your hips up. Draw the shoulder blades together as you look up. And then if you want, you can release the neck again, just like we did before. As you really start to open the chest, so you really want to lift from the hips, lift from the glutes. We're igniting a little bit of a fire here. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. So you bring your head back up, it looks towards the knees, and then sink back down with the hips. As we lay down all the way onto our back, hugging the knees in towards the chest, just roll yourself into a small little ball here. And we're just going to hold this ball for a moment. And even though it can seem a bit like, oh, but this is something so easy, so simple, it does a lot for our lower back. Really starts to draw those vertebrae of the spine apart. We also really begin to hold ourselves. So you want to start to really embrace yourself as if you're giving yourself a big hug. Starting to feel the quads push towards you. One more deep breath. Exhale out. Softly releasing the hands from around the knees. Plant the knees down. You're going to overcross the left ankle with the right knee. Your left foot flexes and your left knee gently points out. You can use your left hand to guide the knee out further, releasing some tension from the hip. And then we're going to reach that left hand through that triangle, interlace with the right behind the right thigh. Now the trick here is to pull the right knee in as you use your left elbow to press the left knee out. And you can release your head down as we start to work our way into our glutes. Seeing if we can maybe pull that knee in a little bit closer. Can we start to soften up that glute as we hold this posture? Is our body starting to give way? Is it starting to become more like ourselves again? As we release this tension, this build-up constriction. And then we release the right foot back down. Now from here, you hug the left knee in towards the chest. Lengthen the right leg below you. And you're just going to begin to interlace the hands behind the left knee. So you straighten out that left leg. And maybe you hear, maybe the hands are behind the thigh. Maybe they're behind the knee. Or maybe you start to walk them up along the leg, starting to draw that leg closer in towards yourself. And just making sure the shoulders stay on the mat. Making sure that foot stays pointed. Now, even though yin is a slow practice, it's really about a stretch. So you do want activity happening. Stretch is not all about this calming, cooling energy. There's actually a lot of fire embedded within it. We often tend to think of, something that's challenging to be fast-paced, but there's actually a tremendous amount of difficulty within something that requires a softness of the mind, a softness of the body, but also a certain level of strength, of stability. One more deep breath here. And exhale, gently release the leg. You're going to pop the left foot over top of the right ankle. From here, you bring the right leg towards the right corner of the mat. So you're swiveling the legs. You're going to start to curve the upper body. Reach the right arm towards the right top corner of the mat. And your left hand is going to reach towards the right. So you're making this banana-like shape on the floor. And just start to give your left side a nice deep side stretch here. Really pushing those right hips towards the left. And just let your feet relax over top of one another. Let the hands relax. Making sure both shoulders stay down. Starting to feel your breath travel through that left side. Really let it expand into the left side of the body. And also notice that constriction within the right. So to ease our mind, we really tap into breath awareness. Why? Because when we focus on the breath, we become completely present. If you focus on the breath, you cannot think about anything else. If you are thinking about something else, you are not focused on your breath. So bring all your attention to this flow of the breath within you. How even within stillness, even when we hold a posture, the breath keeps our body moving. It keeps us alive. And let yourself feel comforted by that. Our breath is a true comfort. It's true security. It's true stability. As long as you're breathing, you're here. You're present. You're alive. Two more deep breaths. Breathing back in and breathe back out. And start to lift the left leg back to center. Bring the right beside it. Move the upper body back to the midline. The hands come beside you. Your feet walk in behind the glutes, knees point up. Give your spine a moment to reset. And let's cross that right ankle over top of the left knee. Your right knee points out. Again, you can use your hand to support yourself a little bit. Gently opening up that hip here. Maybe use the left hand to softly peel it apart a little bit. And then we begin to reach through that little triangle with the right hand. Left hand interlaces with the right behind the left leg. And pull that left knee in. Gently use the right elbow to guide the right knee out. And again, I think figure 4 is an incredible stretch in the sense that it really, very, very obviously shows us how the push and pull dynamics work. How this yin and the yang is still embedded within a yin soft stretching posture. How you need this softness, but also this strength to push that right knee out, to pull that left knee in, so that you create the softness in the body. So it's really teaching us how this fire, this intensity of the push and the pulling creates a release, creates this stillness, creates the fluidity within the body. And let's just close down our eyes again. You can relax your feet, relax your shoulders, and really start to let this feel good. Start to let that deep glute release, that deep reset of our nervous system work its way into every pore, into every cell of the body. Deep breath in, and exhale. You plant the left foot back down. Start to hug the right knee in towards the chest as you extend the left leg. And from here again, just lengthening out that right leg. Your hands can interlace behind the lower part of the thigh, behind the knee, or maybe walk themselves up. Start to draw that right leg in towards you. Making sure that we're not lifting up, but that we stay nice and grounded with the hip. And just closing down the eyes, letting yourself relax into it. Deep breath in. And out. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more deep breath. And exhale. You bring that leg back down. This time, the right leg comes over top of the left. Start to bring it towards the corner of the mat. As you start to push the right hip out towards the side, using the left to push it in, reach the left arm over to the left corner of the mat. Right hand stacks on top. And just start to feel the side stretch over top of the right side. Letting yourself relax into this little banana or even moon-like shape if you want to make it a little bit more spiritual, a little bit more connected to the elements. Let yourself become a moon. Reflective and not reactive. Not a metaphor of a moon. The moon goes through phases. So even though it might not always appear to be full, it always is. Just like us sometimes. Even though we have phases where we might appear to not be in our full energy or our full selves, we always are full. You are never broken. You are always whole. And you exist within a whole. And just like the moon, we too will go through phases of light and of dark. We will ultimately always shine. That is a promise, that is a given. One more deep breath in. And exhale, slowly wiggle our way back to center. And this time, all you're going to do is release the legs out below you. Your hands come beside you. Let's set ourselves up for our Shavasana. Starting to let the breath guide you deep. Noticing where the body touches the ground. The backs of the heels. Maybe a little bit of the calf. Notice the glutes. Notice how your hips roll out. Become aware of the shoulder blades, the shoulders themselves. Really let them press down. Let yourself open. Let yourself be held. Becoming aware of our elbows, the backs of our hands. And lastly, the back of the head. Releasing any tension from the jaw, from the tongue. Let the tongue be heavy in your mouth. And then let your breath really melt you down. And let's begin to bring our awareness back to the body. Bringing our awareness back to the breath. And of course, you are so welcome to stay here. Especially as it's an evening practice, you can really take your time and just enjoy being held by the ground, being held in your own energy. Your own being. If you would like to wrap up class with me, and maybe, I don't know, get on with your evening, make yourself a nice warm dinner, or tuck yourself away into bed and drift off into sleep, you can just start to wiggle the fingertips a little bit, wiggling the toes a little bit, as to not shock the body with sudden movements. And then walk those feet in so the knees point up, feet come behind the glutes. We're just going to roll over onto whatever side feels the most natural. Coming into your fetal position. Enjoy this position for a moment. So you're not rushing any stage of our practice. Just how we don't want to rush through any era of our life. And on your next inhale, starting to press the top hand into the mat to lift yourself back up. And you can squiggle around to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed, keeping the fingers and the hands Let's stay within this silence, within this internal focus for a moment longer. And carefully starting to draw both hands in towards the chest, palms connect. As you lower your head towards the fingertips, taking a moment to acknowledge your body and thanking yourself for doing something towards your well-being and hopefully also your happiness. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, or at whatever time of the day you're doing this. I personally loved this little flow and I really hope you did too. I post weekly. And I also teach around Amsterdam, so you can find all the information for in-person classes on my Instagram and in my description. But otherwise, I hope to see you here again soon, and I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.